The taste of pure, liquid sunshine in a bottle. America chugs through over 500 million gallons of the sweet nectar every year. A demand that never slows down, even when the golden fruit aren't in season.
But what does it take to keep this tangy goodness flowing all year round?
It's a blend of state-of-the-art farming, science, and precision timing, far more complex than you might think. From sun-soaked orchards to the final pour, we're uncovering the high-tech juicy journey of OJ. Coming up next on Made Vision. The perfect orange juice starts with the perfect climate. And in the US, that means Florida and California.
Both states offer the right mix of warm sunshine and seasonal rainfall, creating ideal conditions for growing juicy, flavorful oranges.
Since the mid-20th century, Florida has dominated as the top orange juice producer in the US.
But in recent years, its dominance has faded. A combination of hurricanes and a devastating tree disease called citrus greening has severely impacted its crops, leading to a 75% drop in Florida's orange juice production since 2005.
As Florida's orchards have struggled, California has taken on a bigger role in the US orange juice industry. But even with its increased output, it can't entirely meet the country's demand on its own.
Keep up, many companies now import more oranges than ever, with Brazil leading as the world's top exporter for juice oranges.
In fact, most 100% orange juice is actually a blend from both the US and Brazil. Something worth checking next time you grab a bottle.
Wines. We use these two specific varieties for a reason.
Out of the many orange varieties grown worldwide, there are two primarily used in commercial.
While Valencias are the industry's preferred choice, making up around 70% of juice crops.
Many orchards also grow Hamlins alongside them to take advantage of their different harvest cycles and keep juice production steady throughout the year.
For instance, Valencias, which bloom in the spring, can take around 12 to 15 months to fully ripen,
Meaning they aren't harvested until the following year, from March through September, peaking during the summer months.
Hamlins, on the other hand, also bloom in the spring, but ripen much faster, maturing within 7 to 8 months.
And are harvested within the same year, from October through January. While Hamlins have a gentler flavor, their high juice content makes them just as important to the growers when Valencias aren't in season. By alternating between these two varieties, orchards can supply a constant feed of fresh oranges to the juice factories.
So that no matter the season, we can enjoy fresh OJ all year round.
So how do the growers know when the oranges are perfectly ripe for juicing? They rely on this specialized tool called a refractometer.
By squeezing a sample of fresh juice onto the device, they measure its ratio of sugar to water, also called the Brix percentage.
For an orange to be ideal for juicing, it must contain at least 10% sugar,
delivering just the right amount of natural sweetness and flavor. Now that the oranges are at their ideal sweetness, it's time for the harvest to begin. In some orchards, workers still hand-pick the oranges, gently placing them in bags to maintain their pristine appearance.
But with the factory needing millions of oranges every day, a quicker and more efficient system is used for large-scale juice production.
Since these oranges are all headed for juicing, minor blemishes aren't that much of a concern.
That's where this massive harvester machine takes over. As it moves over the trees, vibrating arms shake the branches,
causing ripe oranges to fall onto a conveyor system. From there, they're transferred into this specialized collection vehicle called a goat, traveling alongside in the next row. With the ability to harvest up to 2 tons per minute, or over 2 million oranges a day, this machine keeps juice production running at full speed.
Now you might be wondering, why are some of the oranges still green?
Surprisingly, their color has nothing to do with ripeness. It all comes down to temperature, not time. Cool nights can trigger the peel to turn orange, while warmer nights can actually turn it green again.
But don't be fooled. These green ones are just as ripe and juicy as their bright orange counterparts. As long as they're all full size, they're perfectly ready for juicing. Once all the oranges have been harvested, the goat truck hauls them to an open-topped semi-trailer called a gondola, which is strategically placed for easy loading. One by one, the goats arrive and unload their haul into the waiting gondola. This process repeats until the trailer is filled.
With up to 120,000 oranges. To put that in perspective, that's enough to produce roughly 2,700 gallons of fresh OJ.
Once they're filled, semi-trucks transport the oranges to the factory, where the juicing process kicks into high gear.
Once the oranges leave the grove, they head straight to the juice factory. Here, technology and logistics bridge.
When the trailers arrive at the factory, they're staged in a holding lot, waiting for their turn to be unloaded. Hustler trucks then shuttle the trailers to the unloading area, where they're positioned onto this hydraulic platform. Depending on the factory, the platform either tilts the trailer at a 25-degree side angle, while others use a vertical tilt system, both designed to let gravity handle the unloading. In seconds, all 120,000 oranges cascade onto the conveyor, marking the start of their journey to becoming fresh juice. While the oranges are being unloaded, a trapdoor on the conveyor opens at random,
collecting a 40-pound sample for testing.
In the on-site lab, technicians analyze each sample for its Brix, or sugar-to-water ratio, color, and overall quality,
to determine its best use later. Oranges with a sugar content above 11.5% are set aside for concentrate,
while the rest continue through the process to become single strength, which will later be pasteurized.
As the samples undergo testing, the conveyor keeps moving, directing the remaining fruit into this giant holding bin.
From the holding bins, the oranges are sent down to this rinsing deck before entering the factory. On the deck, they're sprayed with a water and alkaline solution.
Then pass over these spinning brushes that scrub away any surface contaminants, making sure they're all pristine before they meet the juicer.
Freshly washed, the oranges next enter the pre-sort stage. Diligent inspectors stand along these conveyors
and toss out any that are smashed, defective, or showing signs of decay. As the approved oranges continue along the conveyor, they encounter a bed of thousands of tiny, sharp pins
that gently puncture the peels, just enough to release the essential oils contained within. But we'll take a closer look at that in a second.
Next, the oranges are sorted by size, using a system of rollers that categorize them based on diameter.
Even though they're all destined for juice, sorting by size allows each orange to fit perfectly into the matching sized extractor.
This maximizes efficiency, reduces waste, and helps squeeze out every last drop of juice.
Now it's time to squeeze out the flavor and turn these oranges into liquid gold.
The size-sorted oranges are fed into specially designed extractors, where each one is carefully cradled into a cup and sliced in half.
The halves are then pressed against a twisting, cone-shaped reamer that extracts the juice and pulp in one swift motion.
If it looks familiar, that's because it works just like a home juicer.
Only this machine can handle 800 oranges every minute, keeping up with the massive 500,000 gallons this factory can make daily.
But twist juicing is just one approach. Some factories rely on this metal prong machine to get the job done.
With this method, the oranges are dropped onto rows of sharp prongs. Then, a powerful press crushes them downward,
forcing the juice to flow through, while separating the peel and pulp.
The pulp doesn't go to waste, though. Instead, it's collected and stored in these metal drums,
later to be added back into select juice batches. But for now, you might be wondering, what happens to all those peels?
The now empty peels fall into a rotating auger mill that grind them into a fibrous, shredded mix.
After that, the processed peels are loaded onto trucks and sent out to be used as cattle feed.
Earlier, we saw how pins punctured the peels. That oil, along with extracts from the ground-up peels, are collected in a giant vat.
This oil-water emulsion is sent to a high-speed centrifuge where it's spun to separate the pure oil from the water.
This process repeats until the oil reaches at least 99% purity. It's a highly concentrated essence.
Used globally not just for flavoring, but in perfumes, aromatherapy, and eco-friendly cleaning products.
Back to the juice. Depending on the sugar content we measured earlier, the liquid now splits onto two very different paths. Juice with higher natural sugar is sent to the evaporators. Here, it enters a vacuum environment,
which allows the water to boil off at low temperatures, protecting the taste. About 80% of the water is removed,
leaving behind a thick, potent syrup, known as frozen concentrated orange juice, or FCOJ.
This concentrate is packed into drums and moved to deep freeze storage, waiting to be shipped or reconstituted later.
But the juice labeled not from concentrate takes the direct route. To stay fresh without freezing, it heads to flash pasteurization.
The liquid flows through heat exchangers, reaching 185 degrees Fahrenheit for just a few seconds,
before being rapidly cooled back down to near freezing. This kills bacteria while keeping that fresh squeezed taste. Since no water was removed or added, this earns the label 100% orange juice.
The pasteurized juice is pumped into these massive aseptic storage tanks, some holding up to 1 million gallons each.
Inside, the air is replaced with nitrogen to prevent oxidation. This technology keeps the juice fresh for up to a year.
Nature varies. Early season fruit is tart, late season is sweet, to ensure every bottle tastes the same.
Master blenders mix batches from different harvest times, balancing acidity and sweetness to match the brand's specific flavor profile.
This is also where texture comes in. The pulp we saved earlier is carefully measured back into specific batches,
creating the high pulp, sun pulp, and pulp-free varieties you see on the shelves.
With the juice ready, we need bottles. It starts with these small plastic preforms, which are heated until soft.
Then blasted with high-pressure air inside a mold, instantly inflating them into the iconic carafe shape.
The lightweight bottles travel via air conveyors to the filling room, keeping them off the ground and sterile. Inside the sterile filling chamber, rotary nozzles fill dozens of bottles at once, followed immediately by the capper, which seals the freshness in before the juice is exposed to open air. High-speed cameras inspect every single unit. Any bottle with a crooked cap or low fill level is automatically kicked off the line.
If filled hot, the bottles now pass through a cooling tunnel, showering them with chilled water to bring the temperature down of safe for handling.
Next comes the identity. High-speed labelers wrap the bottles in their branding, adding nutritional facts and expiration dates.
A laser etches the production code and timestamp onto the neck, ensuring every bottle can be traced back to its specific batch.
The bottles are then grouped into cases. Mechanical arms arrange them onto cardboard trays,
which are wrapped in plastic film and sent through a heat tunnel, creating a sturdy, shrink-wrapped case ready for shipping.
At the end of the line, robotic palletizers do the heavy lifting, stacking the cases onto wooden pallets with perfect precision.
A final layer of stretch wrap secures the load, ensuring the stack doesn't shift during its ride on the highway. Pallets are rushed into cold storage. Maintaining the cold chain is vital to preserve the taste of non-concentrate juice. Within hours, refrigerated trucks arrive at the loading docks to distribute the fresh batches to distribution centers across the country. From there, it hits the grocery store shelves, completing the journey from a Florida orchard to your local aisle.
Ready for that sleepy morning? reach into the fridge.
Whether you prefer it with pulp or without, fresh or from concentrate.
Every glass carries the result of months of sunshine, rain, and hard work.
It's a marvel of modern logistics that turns a seasonal fruit into a daily staple.
So the next time you pour a glass, you'll know exactly what went into making that liquid sunshine.